In this video, we're going to show you how to improve the filmmaking on your iPhone with 10 tips that are going to take your iPhone storytelling to the next level. So the first tip is to think about your frame rates. When you open up the video camera app on your iPhone, you'll probably notice it'll say HD and 30. 30 looks a bit like TV. So what we want to do at the top here is change this to either 25 frames a second if you're in Europe, or 24 frames a second if you're in the US. You can also change it to 60 frames a second if you want to do slow motion, and you can change it to 4K for nice crispy image quality. The next tip is to think about your exposure. Now, if you're new to filmmaking, exposure is how bright or how dark your image is. Sometimes the iPhone can overexpose an image, which makes it look too bright. So let me show you how you can change that. So the image just straight in camera actually looks okay, but the sky is looking a little overexposed. So basically tap the part where you want it to be in focus. Already that's helped, but now you can tap and pull this section down to bring the exposure down. Now we have a nice balanced image. The grass is looking good, the building is looking good, and we've also got some nice blue sky and cloud. The next thing to think about is your shots and your camera movements. You know what it's like, most people will film at eye level, or they'll do what my mum does, which is the disco spin, just a really fast shot of what you're looking at. Try some of these techniques. Try getting lower to the ground, closer to a subject. Have something in your foreground or the background. Try it out and you'll get much better looking shots like these. The next thing to try is slow motion footage. Not only will it make your footage more stable, but it will also make your footage look more cinematic as well, and it will make your shots last longer. Harnessing slow motion can add a captivating cinematic flair to your iPhone shot videos. Slow motion is not only great to smooth out your footage, but it's also good to give your viewer a more emotional reaction to your video. Making a shot last longer lets your viewer take more in. However, this doesn't mean you should shoot everything in slow motion. Having a mixture of 24 or 25 frames a second and slow motion will make your videos really stand out. Now let's talk about microphones. I know this is about filmmaking, but the audio is such an important part of your video. One thing people really overlook when they put together their cinematic videos is editing their clips together and then cutting them to a song and just leaving them at that. Your iPhone has a fantastic microphone built in, so don't delete that audio track. Play around with the levels and keep it in. Sound is a fundamental pillar of cinematic storytelling, enhancing the emotional impact and immersive quality of your videos. Just take a look between this shot with music just over it, and now let's look at the same shot with music and the camera audio. I think we know already which one is better. And if you have a slow motion shot that doesn't record sound, go online and try to find yourself some free sounds. You can download and create a soundscape to match the footage. Now, if you can't find anything, create them yourself using your iPhone and some Foley sounds. And by the way, if you are looking for music or sound effects that you just can't find in the real world, check out our friends over at Epidemic Sound. Now, this is not sponsored, but we just like using them so much here at Editors Keys that we thought we'd recommend them to you. So check out a link in the description below. So the next thing to think about is lenses. This is the iPhone 14 Pro, so it comes with 3 lenses, but some other phones also have 2 lenses as well, and they're really worth using. A lot of people will use the single lens and just do it at eye height, but you can really get some nice shots if you play around with these lenses. Let me show you. Let's try this shot here. So most people will film on the 1x. It kind of looks okay. We can see the offices, but try the 0.5, try the ultra wide, and then let's just come down a little bit, get it nice and low, shoot up, and then we've got this really nice static shot of these buildings here. We can capture the entire building and it gives it a brand new perspective. We're in the same location, but we've just turned around, and I'm going to show you the 3x. So a lot of people would just get this single shot here. It looks okay, it's a bit boring, But let's add in a nice little bit of B-roll. Let's get these shots of these pigeons right here using the 3x zoom. Now, it's not the best shot ever, but you can use this little shot of the pigeons just to add, again, another little bit of B-roll to your video. It looks fantastic. Now again, I've just turned a little bit to my left and we've got another potential great shot here using the 3x zoom. So again, this is the shot that most people would get. It's fine, it looks okay, but I'm gonna do the 3x zoom. I'm gonna zoom into the church and I'm actually going to rotate the iPhone a little bit to get a more artistic shot here of the Arndale and the cathedral in the same shot. I think that looks really nice and adds a little bit more depth to your videos. The next trick is all about using composition. Now, this not only applies to your iPhone, this applies to every single camera on the market. So let me show you how you can use it. Composition really shapes cinematic iPhone videos. Smart framing and balance brings your story to life. Techniques like the rule of thirds and leading lines create engaging visuals, making ordinary scenes extraordinary. A well-composed shot can really turn moments into cinematic art. Picture the rule of thirds when framing your shot. You can also turn this on in the iPhone settings. The rule of thirds divides your frame into 9 equal parts with intersecting lines. Positioning key elements along these lines or at the intersections add balance and visual interest to your shots. They enhance the cinematic quality of your videos by guiding your viewers' eyes and creating cinematic compositions. For example, have your horizon on the top or bottom third of your shot and your subject to the left or the right of your shot to keep your shot visually and aesthetically pleasing. Leading lines are visual paths, just like roads, that guide our eyes through shots, adding depth. In filmmaking, these make scenes more engaging, offering a captivating visual journey. Well thought out framing can take your video from looking like a video that your mum shot to something that's truly cinematic looking. Okay, so we've got some of the footage back into Final Cut Pro, Premiere Pro, or your video editor of choice. But now let's talk about color grading and color correcting. Color grading iPhone footage in Premiere Pro involves 4 steps. First, import your footage and create a new adjustment layer. Use the Lumetri color panel to adjust exposure, contrast, and color balance. Now experiment with creative LUTs or manually adjust the colors for the desired cinematic look. Now, of course, we've just brushed over what you can do with color grading, but make sure you subscribe and like this channel if you want in-depth tutorials on how to color grade and color correct iPhone footage. Oh, and by the way, if you want an easy way to make your iPhone footage look truly cinematic, check out the Editor's Keys iPhone Cinematic LUTs. I'll put a link in the description below. Lighting can really improve your iPhone video, so let's talk about it. When shooting with your iPhone, keep a lookout for the lighting. Shooting in low light can be hard for the iPhone, and you could end up with a lot of noise in your shot, making your videos look very, very amateur. Try and shoot in the best times of day, such as the golden hour when it's a clear blue sky. Look out for how you can have your subject backlit, and look out for well-lit opportunities. Lighting is really crucial in iPhone filmmaking. It sets the mood, improves the visuals, and creates a cinematic touch. And then a huge mistake that we see a lot of people making when they plan to go out with their iPhone is not planning at all. They'll maybe go to do a travel video, a business video, or maybe a short movie. They'll take the iPhone out and they won't have any plan in place, so they end up with just loads of random shots. Planning shots is crucial for cinematic videos, ensuring that you have meaningful storytelling through well-chosen moments. A thoughtful selection and sequence creates a smooth narrative that really engages viewers. Just a little bit of strategic planning can turn your clips into a captivating cinematic experience. Just remember, a little bit of planning goes a great way to achieving your cinematic filmmaking success. And remember the old saying, failing to plan is planning to fail.